Hello people and welcome back to News Review, but the news are way too long. As the Chinese New Year arrives, we have 2 new black gold cards along with it. If you are a new returning player, I do recommend checking out my new player guide. It'll help you better understand what I'm saying in the video. This is going to be a long one, so open up the patch notes, link in the description if you want to follow along. Additionally, I'm trying a new thing where I buy a guild stage for every 10 subscribers I hit, which will give you a diamond if it's your first time clearing it. Thank you so much for 410 subscribers. I'll buy the guild stage shortly. The next milestone will be at 420 subscribers, so subscribe and also join the guild. Code in the description if you want to participate in that. I'll also be announcing when I do that on my Discord server, so hop in there if you want to be updated as well. Alright, let's get right into the new content. There will be 2 new black gold cards introduced to the game in the upcoming week this time, who are Nero and Prometheus, as you can see. As is often the case, there's also a promotion for buying diamonds with real money, so if you do that sometimes, I have heard that this is one of the best deals that is possible in the game right now. Okay, starting off with the Light God Prometheus. For his leader skill, team attack times 11, HP and recovery times 3. This is a high base multiplier for your HP. Beasts and God attack and recovery times 1.3 additionally. So for some reason they didn't want to give it more HP, perhaps because it's broken, but I mean, this card is meant to be broken. All runestones have the effect of Earth, Light, and Heart, and when 11 or more combos are made, team attack times 11 additionally. For his team skills, first off is a team skill involving the Draconic that is shared between the 2 cards, the Draconic ability rather. When your leader is Prometheus and the ally is Prometheus or Nero, but Nero will also have the same kind of Draconic skill as you will see later. Acquire the Foresight ability, which is just refresh the protective shield. For 2 rounds, after dissolving runestones, the first and second batches of runestones to be dropped will be enchanted god runestones of all types of fixed numbers and fixed positions. The first Nero and Prometheus from the left enter a blessed state for 2 rounds, and this ability can be activated at the beginning of the round by using up 1 activation of your Draconic compulsion. A blessed state, by the way, on its own, it just means a combo +5 for every member in the blessed state. Okay, I have to warn you, this is the longest team skill I've seen on a single card ever. This is going to span 3 slides, so get ready. When he is the leader, extend movement time regardlessly by 6 seconds. The team acquires a protective shield of 80,000 points. When the protective shield has 1 or more points, Prometheus or Nero. If Prometheus or Nero is in a blessed state, your shield becomes 240,000 instead, which is really insane. The protective shield can overblock, which means that it can withstand damage that is greater than the current shield point once, where it will just become 0 after withstanding that damage, what I call overblock. Shield point will reset to 80,000 upon the end of the blessed state, and no points will be deducted when the summoner receives a damage that is less than the current protective shield point, which is what I call underblock. These mechanics are similar to a Kirito shield if you have that leader. Also, he dodges the first attack of each enemy, ignores burning and smog, and tornado and laser trap. When Prometheus and Nero are in a blessed state, while they are in the blessed state, their active skills will not be locked. They cannot enter fatigue, hypnotized, windswept, or paralyzed. And if an enemy is defeated by initial direct damage or attack damage, that Prometheus and Nero enter or stay in a blessed state for 1 more round. So this kind of means that you can't sustain yourself for that long, because you gotta keep killing basically. Because it's only when they're in a blessed state and then you defeat an enemy that they get more blessed state. Or of course there's like ways to get around this with some skills later. But if you lose blessed state, you can't get it back by defeating an enemy. That's pretty important. When Prometheus or Nero are in a blessed state, the disorder skill remains unchanged. This is the thing. I need to switch the slide. This is the thing that appeared once in Transmigration of Memories. I think they're going to do another one soon, just based on this skill. God runestones can be dissolved singly or in groups of 2 or more in the first batch by dissolving God runestones combo count plus 11. Okay, time to switch the side this time to remember. Ignore fixed combo shield, anti runestone shield, combo seal, and runestone column nullifying. So basically all the annoying stuff that stops you from dissolving a runestone in the first batch. At the end of each round, remove the 3 columns on the left to generate enchanted god runestones of all types, fixed numbers, and fixed positions. And by dissolving a group of 5 more runestones in the shape of a cross in the first batch, stun the enemies after attacking to inactivate them for 1 round. 1 activation each wave. By dissolving 11 or more runestones, team attack times 11 additionally. Okay, that is a lot, but he has great team skills. The shield in particular, I think, grants a lot of defensive capabilities and contributes to why this card is good as a leader. Moving on to his active, he uses EP instead of CD. This costs EP 8. For 1 round, turn the runestone touch in the first runestone movement into enchanted light god runestones. Clear the negative state of electrified, frozen, weaken, lock recovery, and petrified runestones touch while moving, and turn them into enchanted god runestones once again. The character launches 11 extra attacks and ignores an equal combo shield and initial shield. And if leader is Prometheus or Nero, the character's damage will be dealt regardless of cross-shaped shield. For every Prometheus in the team, combo count plus 11. If for some reason you want to pull for more Prometheus to take advantage of this. If no enemy is defeated in the round, dodge the first attack of each enemy in the round. This is kind of nuts, but you might have noticed that the first point of turning your runestone's touch into the first runestone movement into whatever, this usually comes with a time tunnel. He does not come with a time tunnel. So basically, you're converting like all the board into light. That's what this skill encourages, which is fine. I mean, he ignores equal combo shield on like his leader skill or the team skill tied to leader. He ignores anti-runestone shield, combo shield, and runestone combo nullifying. But I think sometimes, like, even those, they're just some that you can't ignore. For example, the multi-group shields. Like, you can't just dissolve one group of light and be done with that. So maybe he has to bring some sort of time tunnel to help with this kind of skill. Moving on to Nero the Earth Beast, there's a typo here. This is meant to say leader skill instead of team skill. Team attack times 11, HP recovery times 3.3, and even higher multiplier than Prometheus, just based on raw numbers. All runestones also possess the effect of Earth, Light, and Heart. Damage received minus 30%. And by starting runestone with an attribute of runestone, damage received from enemies of that attribute minus 50% additionally. And by dissolving 11 more runestones, team attack times 11 additionally. I would say probably don't count on this like 4th point where you have conditional damage reduction based on the runestone you start with, because a lot of the time, like, having to impose that on yourself is just a pain in the ass. For her team skills, this is once again extremely wordy. For first off, once again, same deal. The Draconic skill is exactly the same as Nero. Actually, this Draconic ability is only for Prometheus. Sorry. It's only for Prometheus, and the ally needs to be Prometheus for Nero. Okay, misunderstood. When Nero is in the team, in any team, as a member, she'll enter the iridescent mode when one of the following conditions is fulfilled: dissolving 3 or more types of runestones for 7 times cumulatively, dissolving 6 types of runestones in the same round will be counted twice, or rather, if Nero is equipped with the Chronon meter, which is the new like Chronon system with the Chronon cards, and this mode will end and the count will reset upon defeat. When she is in the iridescent mode, her attack times 2. She ignores defense, and the team will not be poisoned. When she is the leader, she gets a ton of team skills. Extend movement time by 11 seconds. This is not regardless. Ignore sticky and black holes and black and white zone, and lighting the way and darkening the way. Lighting the way is where your whole board is black, and the runestone you start with, or the runestone you're like while you're spinning it, the runestone you're holding will have the light around it. Darkening the way is when the whole board is not black, but the runestone you are moving with will be black and the stuff around it. That came up, I think, in Calamitous stages before. Modify the runestone touch while moving to become beast runestones, what I like to call beast trail. Turn the runestone touch while moving into enchanted runestones, what I like to call enchanted trail. And beast runestones also possess the effect of all race runestones. By dissolving attribute runestones, Nero launches 1 extra attack of each attribute dissolved as much as 50% of its attack, meaning that she will launch a large amount of just extra attacks in general. Can solve quintet by herself if you manage to dissolve, like, your average board. After Draconic Compulsion, the first Nero and Prometheus from the left enter a Blessed State for 2 rounds. So even though she does not have the Draconic ability, this is how you will get some more Blessed State. Once again, if they are in a Blessed State, they, you know, their active skills will not be locked. All that are the same as Prometheus, but if the new black goals are in the Blessed State for Nero's skill, Chaos Scale, this is actually a typo on the news, which is why I paused. Chaos Scale will not change. Chaos Scale is the thing that is in Calamitous stages, where typically you will have to equip a Dragonware to kind of offset that increase. And ignore Fixed Combo, specific damage using resistance. By dissolving the whole board, you can ignore Runestone Number Shield. By dissolving Beast Runestones, combo count plus 11, and by dissolving more than 11 Runestones, team attack times 11. So a lot of 11s in here because it's the 11th anniversary. Okay, moving on to her actives. Once again, she runs EP instead of CD. The first one is EP5. Release lock skills of all members. This skill will not be locked. Do the fatigue, hypnotized, whimset, and paralyzed state of all members. Can be activated regardless of all those states. Remove all Runestones. Generate a fixed board of all types. So water, fire, earth, light, dark, and heart. This is just a fixed board. And for her second active, it is EP7. Clear all additional effects in play. Restore all runes to normal state for 1 round by tapping a runestone on the magic circle of elements 6 times. Runestones of that types can be dissolved singly or in groups of 2 or more in the first batch. And each member launches 1 extra attack of that attribute. His heart is tapped. Each member launches 1 extra non-attribute attack instead. This point is actually really OP. I don't know if they designed this specifically after JoJo to immediately just have 2 kind of potential ways to solve the shields. So some shields have been popping up that are like, you know, 30 dark or like 30 fire or whatever. You can just like, you know, tap, let's say, you know, fire 6 times on the magic circle of elements. 6 times 6, that's 36. You know, because each member launches 1 extra attack of each thing you tap. This card can solve basically up to 36 whatever attribute attack shield that you want. Even heart. Although, probably not heart. Hopefully they don't make that shield, but non-attributed damage is useful in other ways. Beasts and Gods ignore anti-runestone shield and puzzle shield as well. I don't know why they said that. Oh, this skill. Okay, so this second skill can also be activated because of skill lock, hypnosis, and windswept state. Even if you don't have the EP, I guess, to activate the first skill. And of course, they have a combined skill. There's just a lot of text. If you want to read it, you can. Just pause here. I will just say that it's, you know, their skills combined. But the main benefit of this is pertaining to refreshingly protective shield, because Prometheus can only do that with the Draconic ability, which has 2 charges by default. The other thing that this is special about, the other thing about this that is special, is that Nero and Prometheus will enter a Blessed State for 3 rounds, which kind of solves the kind of Blessed State problem I was talking about, where you can't get it back unless you either, once again, do the Draconic ability as Prometheus, or you have to keep killing. This is a good way to re-up your Blessed State. However, it does, you know, obviously cost the skill activation. And I think to get around the, oh, what skill will this cost on, you know, Nero, who has 2 active skills? I think this will just, like, you know, deduct, like, all their EP, or close to all, where it's not a problem. Okay, that was a lot of text. Hopefully you get some sort of sense of what those cards maybe look like. They also have their new Dragonwares, of course, for Beasts and Gods, respectively. These do give an insane attack boost in terms of being Dragonware for the one for Prometheus. By dissolving God Runestones, the character's attack times 1.15 additionally, and by dissolving a group of 5 more Light Runestones, the character's attack times 2 additionally, and God attack base times 1.05. This time it's hopefully not a typo. I checked the Chinese version, it still says this, which means that this is kind of bad. However, the noteworthy thing is that this craft does delay the CDs of all enemies by 2, just like Chaos's craft. So it can actually be used for Draconic Compulsion, which is pretty ironic because you'll probably end up consuming your Draconic by using your Draconic ability instead of actually activating your Draconic. For the Spear, which is Nero's one, when Earth and Light Moonstones are dissolved in the same round, the character attack times 1.5 additionally, and by dissolving Beast Moonstones, Beast attack times 1.2 additionally, and if the character is a Beast, the character's HP basic value times 1.1. This is kind of significant. I believe in the past they were all like times 0.05. And for craft skills, nothing special, so I won't go over that right here. Okay, moving on to a new Ancient Wars card, we have a Dark Dragon Bahamut, who isn't looking too good compared to his fire counterpart. He has 2 actives, the first one being CD8. Ignore Burning. If Burning position is touched, the character attack times 3. By dissolving Fire Moonstones, Dragon's damage ignores Trio and Quiz Elemental Shield, and at the end of the round, explode the first column, generate Enchanted Fire. By dissolving Dark Moonstones, each Dragon launches 1 extra fire attack, and at the end of the round, explode the 6th column, generate Enchanted Dark Moonstones. This skill will stay in play until no Dragon Moonstones are dissolved. This, worth pointing out, is that he does not explode out like fire or dark right from the get-go. It's only at the end of the round when you do fulfill those conditions where he does give you fire and dark. So if your board has no fire and dark, you can't just activate this card. I mean, you can, but you won't get the sustained effect. For his second active, it is CD6. Explode the 2nd and 4th columns during Dragon Runes of the leader attribute, and 3rd and 5th columns during Dragon Runes of the allies attribute. I would say this is sort of overkill. I mean, maybe one day it'll be useful, but like most teams nowadays just have leader and ally being the same card, and therefore the same attribute, and therefore this like converts or explodes rather like a ton of runes of the same attribute, which you probably don't want at like most of the time. Burn by dissolving all moonstones in the first batch, character skill CD -1. This is once again assuming that you have the first skill being up, which means that you can actually dissolve the whole board just based off this singular card. It also has a team skill, which is when it is in a dragon team, HP attack basic value times 1.8, and skill CD -6 after entering a stage. Lastly, we have a new ultimate card, a mechanical and a fire Machina. CD6, fuel of Machinas increases to 100%. Turn all runes into fire and dark are fixed numbers and fixed positions. And for 1 round, damage received from burning and scorching areas will not lead to your defeat. Team attack times 1.8, and if team HP is 1 at the end of the rounds, character skill CD -5. This is a very rare card that does ignore scorching areas. I'll talk more about that later. And there will also be a new system of Summoner Secret Base introduced in the coming week. From what I've seen in the text descriptions, you can kind of imagine it's like Clash of Clans, but I will maybe release a separate video on how it works if it's confusing enough. Okay, for my ranking of the new Black Golds, I rank them both at 200 diamonds, as I think they are both top-notch in terms of all their skills. I think that Prometheus is more leader-oriented, a la Nulla from last year, and Nero is more member-oriented, a la Una from last year in terms of their roles. Not really what the cards do. I might be talking on my ass, though, since I skipped Una and Nulla last year. So, you know, take this however you will. I do still think that, like, what I said is correct, where Prometheus is more of a leader and Nero is more of a member, but both are great in terms of their skills. For ranking of the free cards, Bahamut is a rare sustained quintet ignorer. The one that Azthoth has been using for a while now is just Dowloth. There are really no other dragon cards that ignore quintet like for a long period of time, but this will slot in as a potential second option. You know, maybe for some reason if you don't want like light runestones, let's say. The mechanical ant is the first true full ignorer of scorching for Machina, since all the other ones, and by all the other ones I mean the 2 other ones, one of them ignores 80% damage and the other one needs the Miku collab card to be a leader in order to actually activate that effect. This card just, you know, makes it so that you can't die from scorching. I think that's quite nice, and he can re-up himself immediately if your HP happens to be 1 at the end of the round. Moving on to the celebration events, the returning ultimate card this week is Michael, an OK Dark God card that gives God teams a large amount of extra attacks. So you can grab him, like just grab 1 copy if you want. if you don't plan to use god teams. If you do plan to use god teams, maybe farm a little bit. Also, there will be even more cards added to the LR pass, just, you know, some old ultimate cards. But very importantly, Shamash is getting added, meaning that you can now PR Shamash whenever you want. And you can get however many copies of Shamash that you want all the time. The Draconic Seal will also open. It contains past Ultimate Achievement Draconics. This in particular contains the best Draconic in the game, Aggressive Peak Seal, number 147, also known as Chaos's Craft. Those are just the main things I thought I would especially highlight. There are once again a ton of stage and rewards. I won't go over in full right here. You can go look at the full patch notes if you're interested. As a side note, if you're wondering when I'm releasing the All Max guide, the answer is soon, if it's not out already. Thanks for sitting through an essay of an update once again. That's it for this week's news review. Leave a like if you liked it, comment below if you have anything to say to me, and subscribe if you like it in general. It really helps the channel out. And I will see you in the next video. See ya!